Greetings, hello, welcome on in, Unoptimized Fool here. Let's talk about 11.1.7 yet again, okay? Now, again, we've talked about 11.1.7 here recently, but let's talk about something that's really gone under the radar, okay? So, a lot of things are coming in 11.1.7. I'm excited. But there's a small thing that is a little bit of a quality of life thing. It's called Recuperate. Now, it's a new ability for all classes and all specs. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what the heck is that? It's a spell that if you're outside of combat, this doesn't work outside of combat, by the way. We've talked about this on the channel. If you're like, wait a minute, I'm having some deja vu here in the closet, it's because you are. But obviously, as we get closer to 11.1.7, I want to talk about some of the stuff, especially the minor stuff. Again, Recuperate out of combat. You can cast this spell, and your character does a cool little animation where he flips like a pan over an open fire, and you gain health over time. Okay? That's it. You just recuperate, right? That's why it's named Recuperate, guys. Look at them. Unbelievable. Good name. Now, Recuperate is going to just be an out of combat getting more health, okay? And this is going to be for all classes, all specs, right? Now, this doesn't apply to mana. You guys that are looking for mana, you're not going to get mana. Maybe there'll be one eventually, but to be fair, usually you run out of health before you run out of mana. But I mean, I play a warrior, so I have no idea what mana even is, right? Now, again, this is going to be a little bit of a design change. Now, before, you'd either just have to wait for your health to recuperate, right? Or you would just have to get food from the vendor. But guys, when was the last time we got food and water from the vendors in retail, right? When was that? I haven't touched vendors in a while, right? And that kind of actually goes deeper into why, the conversation why I want to have about my opinion about all this, right? My opinion about this, at first I was like, wow, they're really limiting the scope of the world. This is a massively multiplayer RPG game. Now I'm not going to go to vendors. But honestly, though, when was the last time we went to vendors in retail? Now, obviously, we have the classic version, and you're going to vendors all the time to get ammo, food, water. Unless you're a mage, you can make your own stuff, you bastards. But you're just, in classic, you're going to be doing all this stuff, right? And before Classic was released, right? Think of a world before Classic. It was just a pipe dream. You think you do, but you don't. I think we were in this weird internal battle between Blizzard saying, well, we have all the new retail people that are used to the modern stuff, but you also have the old crowd that want the old WoW back. So I feel like Blizzard was always trying to tune between making things convenient, which Recuperate is a very much a convenient thing, and I think it adds to the game for retail. But then they're always like, well, it's going to take away from the world and really drive away those people that want the old world. Now, before Classic was out, they were always trying to do this weird balance. You'd always see this weird, push back from like accessibility to make things a little bit more less convenient, but that would appeal to the older crowd. And then you would have someone appease, another update appease towards like the accessibility crowd. And I think Classic kind of eliminated. Like now in retail, you're expected to have everything kind of handed to you in a sense, like Recuperate. They're going to hand you food. They're going to be like, here, no problem, no resources, no mats. No problem, right? You just have to cast a spell. That's all you need to do, guys. Now, in Classic, if you want that experience of going to the vendors, buying the food, figuring out which spell you have to research, you're going to play Classic. I think now since we have those two ecosystems, retail can now flourish with the just accessibility, convenience, and all that stuff. Now, obviously, they've gone overboard with convenience. Let's not talk about the $120 mount with the fucking auction house on it, okay? I'm not going to talk about that anymore, okay? And, I mean, I guess I will since I am right now, but that's another video. I can make another video about that, but eventually they'll come out with another mount with more treadmills, right? So now if you want that experience, you can go to Classic. No problem. 10 out of 10. And that's fine. Again, at first I was like, man, they're really taking away from the world. But I asked myself the question, like I said before in this video, when was the last time I went to vendors at all? Other than, I have my yak mount to repair. When was the last time I went to vendors actually to get food? I could probably say Mists of Pandaria? maybe. Like, that was a long time ago, 2012. That's crazy, right? So it's been a long time, guys. When was the last time you went to a vendor in retail? So I think this is okay. Again, this is for all classes. Also, guys, I'm seeing it right now. Everyone's in the chat. Well, what about the well-fed buff? What about, I'm a cooking profession main. I make all my money through cooking. The raids are not going to need me anymore. Relax. Simmer down. They are not going to be replacing you, okay? This new spell, Recuperate, it will not give you the well-fed buff. Which, again, by the way, if you guys don't know, the well-fed buff gives you primary stats for, until you die. I think it's around 60 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever it is. It gives you a primary stat increase. So don't worry about that. It will not replace your cooking skill, okay? Simmer. Obviously, that would be ridiculous, right? That would just invalidate it, right? What is this, first aid? Just get rid of that, right? But yeah, guys, I think this is a really big step for retail. Obviously, if this was added in Classic, this would be the most controversial thing ever. But Recuperate is coming 11.1.7 on this Tuesday, right? It's going to be launching here soon, so it's going to be a smaller thing. That's not obviously they talked about it, but it's not in like their infographics. So just another thing to look forward to. But again, I want to hear your opinions about this, guys. Thanks for listening on in. I am Unoptimized Fool from the closet. I'll see you guys next time.